Welcome back to the Warbird Mistress. Today is Sunday, the 11th of January, 1942, and this is A Walk Through the War. Today sees the 6th Reconnaissance Squadron Medium, which is attached to the 41st Bombardment Squadron Medium, transfer from Muroc Army Air Base to Matherfield, California, continuing to fly ASW patrols with A-29s, B-18s, and LB-30s. The real heat, however, is in the Southwest Pacific Theater of Operations. Japan declares war against the Kingdom of the Netherlands just as they begin their invasion of the Dutch East Indies. The Netherlands had already declared war against Japan on the morning of the attack of Pearl Harbor, and the Japanese have invaded nearby British possessions weeks ago. Today marks the formal beginning of Japanese-Dutch hostilities. In an effort to seize the oil assets before the Dutch have a chance to destroy them, waves of Japanese paratroopers, naval landing squadrons, and army infantry are launched against the islands of Borneo and Celebes in the first strike against the Dutch East Indies. The Japanese already hold British North Borneo and have established footholds in the protectorate of Sarawak's oil-producing areas. With Dutch naval forces on convoy duty closer to Batavia and far from the invasion beaches, the Dutch garrisons fall quickly. The island of Tarakan falls in hours, as does the base at Manado, and Japanese engineers set to work repairing the air bases and over 700 oil wells and accompanying refineries, all set aflame before the Japanese arrival by Dutch commander Lieutenant Colonel de Waal. De Waal and his remaining men retreat from the beach only to be forced to surrender to the 2nd Kure Special Naval Landing Force the next morning. They have no air cover. Strikes by the Royal Australian Air Force Lockheed Hudsons, United States Navy PBY Catalinas of Patrol 10, and the Militaire Luftwaffe von Kineel aircraft, including Brewster Buffaloes, Martin MB-10 bombers, and 3 Dornier Do-24K flying boats, strike impotently at the invaders. The Americans contribute a second strike by Major Combs and his B-17s at Malang on Java. 7 bombers set off to attack Japanese landing forces on Tarakan. They face strong winds and heavy rains that force 4 of the bombers to abort the mission. The 3 remaining bombers reach the target but are intercepted at 11:30 hours by Japanese fighters while flying at 21,000 feet, having just dropped their load of Dutch 600-pound bombs. 3 Zekes dive on Major Combs' B-17D only for gunners to destroy 2 of them in quick succession, forcing the 3rd to cut off the attack, but not before scoring hits on the empennage. This bomber happens to be the famous B-17D 40-3097. Better known today as the Swoose. Not yet known by that moniker at the time, she has her original name, Old Betsy. This is her last combat mission before retiring to Australia, where she will be mated with a tail scavenged from B-17D 40-3091, and earn her name from the K. Kaiser number about the half-swan and half-goose, Alexander the Swoose. She is currently under restoration at the United States Air Force Museum, and her name lives on in actress Swoosie Kurtz, daughter of Colonel Frank Kurtz, who had flown the bomber later in the war and had personally lobbied for her preservation. She is the only remaining B-17D, and is also unique in that she served from Pearl Harbor through to the end of the war. And that was Sunday, 11th of January, 1942. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, this is Claire, and I am the Warbird Mistress. Take care.